Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about losers and why they perpetuate the victim mentality in our society when we don't teach our kids to respect losing. See, yesterday my son, we went to a wrestling tournament and he got his butt kicked. He wrestled 4 different rounds and some were harder than others. He worked hard. He did what he thought he could. He put a lot of intensity into it, and it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. And he lost every single round. And every single time he was crying and he was disappointed and he was frustrated and he was mad and he was angry, and every emotion that you could possibly feel was like condensed down into a few seconds inside of a 7-year-old. And as a parent, that's really hard to watch. And it's even harder to know how to help your child. I've struggled with it. What do? Do I just leave him alone? I don't want to discipline him and get mad at him. You didn't do it right. I didn't know how to help him. And I thought about it quite a bit. And I've been thinking about it quite a bit the last day. And I really think that we create victims when we don't respect losing. See, I respect the hell out of my kid because yesterday he kept showing up. He showed up and he got his butt kicked and he felt like crap and he didn't want to keep going. And he showed up again for the next match and it happened again. And he kept showing up even though he was mad and even though he was pissed off and frustrated. And, we sat down afterwards and we talked about it. And I said, you know what, Roman? We don't lose. We either win or we learn. The only time we lose is if we miss that middle step and we don't learn something. That's when we lose. And I think the problem is so many people, when their kids lose, they just say, oh, it's okay. You'll get them next time. What if they don't get them next time? What does that tell them about themselves? What does that create inside their head, and what type of self-image do we perpetuate when we just keep telling our kids, oh, it's okay, you'll get them next time, no big deal? So me and Roman had a conversation, and I asked him, I said, Roman, again, we either win or we learn. Today you learned a lot, so let's talk about what you learned. And it turned into a conversation. At first it was sulky and mad. I learned that I'm weak. So you learned that you need to be stronger. Yeah. Okay. Well, what if, and then we started talking about what if you're already strong, you just need to learn how to use your strength better. You just need to learn to use the tool that you already have better. And then we looked at videos and we looked at the times that he was doing well and how he was using his strength, what techniques he was using. And we looked at what the other kids were doing when they were doing well. What were they doing and how could he, improve and do things differently? Anyway, the whole point of all of this is that the skill of teaching kids to analyze their own losses and introspect and ask themselves, how could I improve? What could I do better? Where did I go wrong? What's the lesson that I could learn from this? That is a more valuable skill set that they'll use throughout their life than any of the sports they're probably involved in. Most of them probably won't go on to do these things for a living. But if we can teach them the skill sets of dissecting and taking responsibility for their losses and choosing to learn something from it so that they can actually grow, then we are no longer perpetuating that victim mentality. Well, I lost because he was a jerk. I lost because he cheated. I lost because of this. Blame, 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 blame. No. We win or we learn. What did you learn? So I'm going to try to use that for me. These kids are amazing. They teach us so much if we just look and we ask the right questions. And so I'm grateful that my kid lost yesterday because he taught me that even when things suck and you want to quit and you feel like you're not good enough, that if you keep showing up, that you can learn something new and you can get stronger every single time. So I'm grateful, and I think it's pretty amazing when we can take responsibility for our actions and we can introspect and we can grow and become better. So I challenge each of us this week to do that, to introspect, to ask ourselves the hard questions instead of blaming other people. Why did this happen the way it did? What can I learn from it? How can I grow from it? And how can I let it make me stronger?